Keep it short, stranger. I've got a skeever's nest of problems on my hands.
Problem? I've got a battlefield full of ghosts, sprung out of the ground like corn in the month of mid-year. They killed those Covenant bastards, which is great. But how do you kill what's already dead? My mages can't even agree on what to do. I've known Furon and Risa for a while now. I respect them both. I just need to know which of them has the better idea. Start with Furon, then talk to Risa. Hear them out and do what they ask of you. When you've decided what... I'll be honest, I wasn't sure what I was going to do out here. Thank you, Traveler.
What? Today? Of all days? What was it about today that made these spirits become so restless? Ah, greetings. Yes, I was just thinking about the situation here. These spirits make up an ancient army of Khmer warriors. Blade masters from the time before Red Mountain. It's fascinating to observe ancestors so closely. My brother's plan, actually. Giron believes we can control the dead, harness them in a powerful defense for the Watch. His method must be tested before we attempt a larger ritual. Take this smoky pendant and use it on one of the ancient dead. You may have to weaken it a bit first. If it binds a spirit, bring both back to me. If it doesn't, well, we'll deal with that when the time comes. Go bind a spirit. I need to know if the ritual can work.
Alright, we're back. Episode 4. Getting into it. Just gonna be plowing through this whole game, letting y'all see what the hell it is they're charging this money for. Nice. Yeah, always keep a lookout for these bookshelves. Get some free skill gains. Nothing wrong with that. Even if it's stuff I don't use, I'll take it. I got magic weapons already.
Hail.
I don't like the look on your face. What did you find in that cave? Sacrificing our own people! This monstrosity must stop! The commanders at Darvan's Watch must see this immediately. And I must tell them about Giron.
And they just stretch these missions out across the whole map. You know, you're gonna find a bunch of stuff along the way. Like even that's way out there. Take all the side missions I can get.
I'm sorry. They forced me to do it. I had no choice.
Where is that blasted lizard? I remember when I'd hunt here for days and not see a soul. The war was on and people stayed behind walls or stuck to roads. Those days, like I said, I was hunting. But now that the volcano's erupted, I'm headed to Dachshund. Don't want to get cooked. I'll be leaving as soon as my swit of a partner shows up. You haven't run into an Argonian named Stands in Still Water, have you? He's a good friend, but he never shuts up. Nothing still about him. He was supposed to meet me here, but I've waited too long already. If you're heading north of Ash Mountain, can you keep an eye out for him? He should have a camp up there. Thanks. Not many willing to help these days, especially a dusty Ashlander like me. We'd planned to rest up at the Davenus' farm near Cragganmore before passing through the Dachshund Gate. He should know it. That's right. Though, in truth, I have no clan. I make my living hunting and trading. Stillwater and I try to keep to the wilds and stay out of the way. They're alive and well, but that's a longer story that I don't have time for.
Damn, just got another fucking two-hander. Guess I'll just have a backup. Like I said, don't even bother repairing your gear. Just happened to stumble upon the Prophet House. This dude seems to be the main storyline. And I'm not quite sure. This map isn't really showing me where I'm at. But just out southwest from town. You know, they did a pretty good job visually. Give them credit on that.
Welcome to the Harborage Vestige. This is as comfortable a home as an old dried-up husk like myself could hope for. Despite my blindness, nay, because of it, my other senses seem to have heightened. This place had the right smell about it. Indeed, but let us not get ahead of ourselves. Without an understanding of where we are bound, every road will get us nowhere. Before we truly understand our destination, we must speak of the past. Of a sort. I invite you to enter my mind and walk with me through visions of the past, that you might understand the events that brought us to this time, this moment. Enter my mind, Vestige, and walk with me through the shadows of past events. Follow me, Vestige, and learn of the events that precipitated our current crisis. My part in the story began when I awoke on the steps of the Abbey of the Moth Priests, with no memory of my prior life. The Moth Priests took pity upon me and brought me into their fold. I was weak and near death. It was there I first set eyes upon the Elder Scrolls and devoted my life to their study. The scrolls allowed me to glimpse the very fabric of reality, but each profound insight dimmed my vision and eventually left me permanently blinded to the light of the world. The prophecies of the Elder Scrolls are a fluid, living thing. They are not fixed. At many points throughout history, the actions of heroic mortals have rewritten them. I only know that you are important, Vestige. The scrolls reveal to me that your destiny is intertwined with that of the Five Companions. The Five Companions were a band of adventurers who sought out an ancient artifact called the Amulet of Kings. They hoped to use this artifact to persuade Akatosh, the Dragon God, to accept their leader as one of the Dragonborn. Baron Aquilarius, the son of Colovian Duke, who led a rebellion against the Emperor Leovic and took the crown himself. Alas, Veron was not truly a Dragonborn, as those who sit upon the ruby throne must be, in accordance with tradition. You have already heard enough babbling from this old blind fool. It is time you met the Five Companions yourself and witnessed their fate. The first companion, Lyris Titanborn, daughter of giants, was the mightiest warrior in the service of the Emperor. Next, Abnathan, a powerful sorcerer and Grand Chancellor to the Imperial Elder Council. The Redguard Swordmaster, Sai Sahan, leader of the Imperial Dragon Guard. The Imperial Emperor, Baron Aquilarius, who attempted to light the dragonfires and failed. And finally, Manamarco, the traitor, the king of worms, a powerful necromancer. and your executioner. These were the 5 companions who set out from the Imperial City on an epic quest to recover the lost Amulet of Kings. Menimarco convinced Veren that the amulet could be used to perform a ritual that would rekindle the dragonfires. He claimed this would please Akatosh and entice him to adopt Veren as one of the Dragonborn. By tradition, only the Dragonborn can lay claim to the Ruby Throne and rule as the one true Emperor by divine right. Veren conquered Cyrodiil and took the throne, but unless he became Dragonborn, he feared he'd always be thought of as a pretender. Each of the 5 companions were chosen for their skill and courage, and each was given a special role to perform in the party. Who would you like to know more about? These were the 5 companions who Menimarco convinced Veren that by tradition only the Dragonborn can lay claim to the Ruby Throne and rule as the one true Emperor by divine right. Veren conquered Cyrodiil and took the throne, but unless he became Dragonborn, he feared he'd always be thought of as a pretender. Menimarco the traitor, the great enemy, the most powerful necromancer this world has ever known. His worm cult infiltrates and corrupts every corner of Tamriel. It was he who convinced Veren to perform the ritual you are about to witness. Disaster, war, and pestilence. A world brought to its knees. Now watch and see how one man's arrogance brought about the greatest threat our world has ever known.
The Dragonfire Brazier. Menimarco, you certain this will work?
It will work, my liege. The Amulet of Kings will rekindle the Dragonfires and ensure your rightful place as Emperor. You have my word.
It better work, Menimarco, or you'll find your neck at the business end of my axe.
My lord, I wonder if you'd muzzle your half-giant pet. She really is annoying.
Enough, both of you. We are here to ensure my lord's rightful claim to the Ruby Throne.
Abner, begin the ritual. I have a destiny to fulfill. By the lighting of the Dragonfires, I claim my rightful lineage. By the fires of creation, let me be reborn. By the will of Akatosh, I proclaim myself Dragonborn.
Veren Aquilarius, you are no heir to Alessia. You will pay for your sacrilege. The veil between Tamriel and Oblivion tears and splits asunder.
What's happening? The sky's opening up. This is bad. This is very bad. Ah!
This isn't supposed to happen. What's the meaning of this? Menimarco, what have you done?
Gullible fools! The veil between Oblivion and this world has been torn. My master, Moloch Baal, is free to claim Tamriel for his own.
Akatosh, forgive me! Have mercy on our souls!
The ritual tore the veil between Nairn and Oblivion, allowing Menimarco to begin stealing the souls his master needed to power the dark anchors and initiate the plane melt. Akatosh gave Alessia the Amulet of Kings as a symbol of his covenant with Nairn. So long as the amulet remained in the care of Alessia's heirs and the Dragonfires remained lit, Tamriel would be protected from the Daedra. Menimarco tricked Veren into breaking the covenant, and the veil between Oblivion and Nairn was torn. The Elder Scrolls named this event the Soul Burst. It gave Moloch Baal the opportunity to disconnect the souls of Nairn from their hosts. Veren was lost, In the chaos of the moment, Sai Sahan took the Amulet of Kings and fled. Leris was captured by Menemarco and delivered to Cold Harbor, the realm of Molog Bal. Tharn remains Chancellor of the Elder Council, and his daughter Clivio rules as Empress Regent. But the true power remains in the hands of Menemarco and his worm cult. When I discovered the truth about the 5 companions, I made subtle inquiries, but apparently not subtle enough. Menemarco got word of my interests and abducted me. He took me to Cold Harbor, where I remained a prisoner until you freed me. The truth is always a threat to evil men. Menemarco feared I would reveal his treachery, and if knowledge of man's vulnerability were to become known, it could threaten his master's schemes. Molog Bal does not favor loose ends. Walk with me. Long ago it was written, so long as the Amulet of Kings was borne by Alessia's heirs, Tamriel would be protected from the forces of oblivion. But the soul burst tore the veil between worlds and gave Molog Bal the opportunity he desired. Molog Bal's dark anchors pierced the torn veil and seemed to draw near into the depths of Cold Harbor. These terrible engines of destruction throughout Tamriel. The Lord of Brutality and Domination is successful, he will merge our world and his own in a terrible plain mill. Few will survive the ordeal, and those that do will be enslaved for all eternity. And so it falls to us, Vistage. We must stop Molog Bal and his dark anchors, or our world is doomed. And now history seems to have caught up with us. Shall we return to the harborage? As you say,